All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. Big episode today. We have a lot to get into, including the finale of the NFL season and everything the Super Bowl was. We have plenty to talk about there. We've got another week of over and under. Tyler's going to take his turn at that, so we'll get into that here before too long. Michael Rubin talked about Fanatics, collectibles on the Full Send podcast recently. We'll break down that and kind of give our opinion on what we think. What's next in sports cards? Football has ended. What do the guys have their eyes on? And then, of course, play of the week. But first, we'll start with what's on your mind. Lou, we'll start with you today.
What's on my mind? Well, like you said, football's over. I'm trying to get back into baseball prospects. That's kind of where my energy ultimately goes to, just because it's what I feel like I know the best. So I am kind of getting into this most recent Bowman draft class, trying to pick out a couple guys. I have one guy I like. I made a purchase. It's currently at redemption at Topps, so we'll see when I get that. And then World Baseball Classic is next month, so I'll be going down to Miami for the World Baseball Classic. Going to check out some games while I'm there. Yeah. I'm going to see DR play, put on for my country, my people, Dominican Republic.
Who's DR?
The Dominican Republic.
Oh.
They're going to dominate, so I'm excited about that. So those are the two things on my mind.
Talk to me about the WBC real quick.
Yes.
How's it work?
I'm not going to tell you that I know the ins and outs of the World Baseball Classic because I don't. I know that the Dominican Republic is unbelievably good. If they lose a game, I'll be stunned.
Do they take it seriously?
Yeah, everybody takes it seriously. It's a big deal.
It started like within our lifetime, right?
I don't know, to be honest with you. It's a big deal in baseball.
I remember they brought it back like, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. Jake, can you maybe do a little research on that real quick?
I'd be lying to you guys if I said I knew a lot about the World Baseball Classic other than
but you're going for the vibes.
But I'm going for the vibes, and I'm just excited for baseball season. So
real big vibes, guys.
I threw you. It's late. Can we first call out that here we are again on a Monday night?
Yep. Not on my accord.
I know that you are the last soldier that hasn't caused a late night recording yet.
I mean, honestly, we got to give Lou a lot of credit, but Ty, we're probably going to give the most flack to you. I would probably be the second most flack because you take all these vacations. Lou's always been like I take vacations. I never miss episodes. Like I'm always back in my office, ready to go at the appropriate time. Like Lou's never missed. I've missed.
I would never say anything like this. I'm a team guy.
You definitely miss a little bit more than I do, but Lou is definitely our winner here for sure.
I would agree.
This guy,
because I had the least to do of the three of us, I would say that's probably why that is the case.
World Baseball Classic came back, I believe. It was an older thing. It came back in 2006.
I'm checking.
Japan. Jay's dropping bars here. 2006. I remember it was a big deal when they rolled it out.
It's a good time. I mean, I could read you guys the Dominican Republic starting lineup. It's not going to mean anything to you. It's like 7 all-stars, and their pitching staff is basically just the Astros pitching staff. It's going to be great.
Is it like prospects or like current league guys? Like
it depends. Like the Dominican Republic is all MLB players.
Sounds like 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
Again, I'm not going to pretend that I know a whole lot about
it. It's like the Olympics for baseball.
It's kind of like the Olympics a little bit.
Right. What's on your mind?
On my mind. We'll get into it a little bit, but like Lou said, football's over, right? What does that mean? Some of the biggest products are still coming out. Like I think I'm always interested to see how that plays out with no Prism, no Optic, no Select, no NT. What does that look like? So I'm excited for that. Just understanding how that changes things. We'll get into it here before too long, but Mahomes, right? His career 5 years in, what that looks like. And what is my time going to be spent watching in the sports world between now and May when the draft happens?
College hoops.
Lou says college hoops. Unfortunately, our college basketball team is an embarrassment. It is.
Yeah, they stink, but that's not important. There's a lot of good ball on right now.
Not for me.
Houston's great. Alabama's really good. They just got crowned number 1 team in the country. It's been a good college basketball season.
I'll get excited around like the March 7th, March 8th timeline when we're like college basketball like tournament weekend for like the Big Ten, the Pac-12, like those. I mean, St. Patrick's Day weekend, March 17th, that's opening weekend of college basketball. I would argue that is the best weekend in sports of the year. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are jam-packed with games. To me, that's the best 4-day stretch in sports all year.
That was also when we used to do our fantasy baseball draft weekend. So all weekend long we'd be drafting while the first round of the tournament was happening. It was great.
Electric. That's an electric factory. Lou, you're a vibes guy, so that makes a lot of sense.
That is correct. Energy.
That sounds like a good time. That sounds electric.
Just want to make sure I'm having a good time. Make sure everyone's having a good time. You know.
I might enjoy Masters weekend more than opening weekend of March Madness.
What else is on Masters weekend?
Just the
anything.
Masters.
He just loves the Masters.
The
golf show starts this week, doesn't it?
Full swing or whatever?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then we're like 2 weeks out from F1.
Yep.
And F1's going to be back.
Was that March 3rd? March 4th? March 5th?
Something like that.
Can't wait.
So I just want to acknowledge there was 2 very lengthy what's on your minds there from both of you. So don't mind if I
let's get the stopwatch out for some of Tyler's historic what's on your minds. That's an unbelievable chirp from this guy. Oh my God.
So I wrote a couple things down here. So just before the show, I guess we decided play of the week is now going to be once a month.
We didn't decide that. We were talking about it.
Sounds like we're moving to play of the week once a month.
Not at all.
The Champions League is this week. Champions League is back.
Uh-huh.
It's been a round of 16. This is when the real things kick off. A couple big matches. I believe Mbappe's playing this week. Chelsea will be playing this week. But United is playing Barcelona on Thursday.
Tough.
They're not it's in Thursday league, not in Champions League. They're playing in Europa. But I think we're going to take it to them.
What are they playing against each other in?
They're playing in the Europa League.
What is that?
So there's 2 all European leagues. The Champions League, which is the top 4 teams from the Premier League.
Uh-huh.
And then Europa League, which is 5 and 6. So it's like the second tier of European Championship.
But people care?
People care.
Okay.
Yeah. If you win Europa League, I'm pretty sure you win Europa League, you're auto into Champions League next year.
Oh, so it is a big – okay.
Yeah.
It's like a play-in tourney. That's cool.
Yeah. No, I guess it's a play-in tourney. It's a second – it's like second, but there's still a lot of big teams that play in it.
It's like what they want the NBA midseason tournament to be? Question mark?
Potentially. I mean, it's Champions League, but just not as good for that year.
Got it.
But if you think about the Premier League, there's 6 huge teams at least, and only 4 of them can play in the Champions League. So they got to have them make money somehow. Hogwarts Legacy, that's on my mind. Interesting that you didn't bring that up. It's the most I've cared
Part
about
of last week.
You did. I guess we recorded. Yeah, maybe it had been out.
We recorded. I don't think you recorded your audio.
Since we're talking about pre-show things, Tyler hasn't sent his audio in like a month and a half.
College basketball was on my list. So it's on my mind as well. As is golf. The golf season is coming, and I am focused on my golf game this year. It matters a lot to me. I wasn't at Waste Management.
But how was the tournament?
Oh, overall?
Yeah.
Holistically? Great tournament, actually. It's like next year is going to be huge. It's got a big runway here now. I think it has fully.
It looked like it was electric.
It's a thing, and they're leaning in, and the rest of the tournament is good too. And Arizona's kind of on the come up. Arizona's hot. If you've been paying attention, it's like becoming this new age.
Literally.
Yeah, literally, figuratively. Scottsdale's on the map. Courtney knows firsthand. It's going to get the Super Bowl bump. The tournament was great. Scotty Scheffler won back-to-back years. Leaderboard was stacked. Rahm was in the mix. Spieth, JT made a little move late. Ricky Fowler's back to playing good golf. That's fun. And Tiger Woods is playing this weekend. First time since like 2000 on the PGA Tour. Came out of nowhere.
Is it like
left
his
field.
tournament or something?
No, but it's at Riviera in LA. It's not his tournament. It's a Genesis Open. But doesn't he have a deal with Genesis?
Yeah, I thought that was the thing. Wasn't it like it's his tournament? That's why he's playing it?
I don't think it's this. I don't think this one's his. He typically has his own. This is at Riviera, which is the famous club in LA that he knows very well. Probably not too hard to walk. That's what's on my mind.
Okay. Let's get the stopwatch on that. Thank you. And then we'll have that for the both of us too. So that'll be great. And then the question I wanted to ask you about the PGA Tour was why don't they just let them go on carts? Just a question about
Yeah.
sports from me to you.
Why don't they let them go on carts?
Yeah, like why do they got to walk? Who are they trying to impress?
Because walking is part of the game.
No, it's not.
Okay. Is hitting not a part of like football?
Those are very different.
Why?
Those are very different.
Why? Explain.
They have carts for efficiency reasons. That's like saying like male pigeons are still a way
The
to transport
professional
mail.
game isn't like what do you
What
mean?
was
It's
that
like
comparison?
yeah.
He just said that like carts are for the game, like male
Well,
pigeons are a way
I
to
think
mail
you just
something. They're just not
realized,
the most
like
efficient.
it's a
like-
professional game. The game was made to walk. When the game of golf was invented, there wasn't golf carts.
Oh, now there
So-
are, brother. We're
Okay, so
golfing.
now I have a
that doesn't
follow-up. I
mean,
have a
like-
follow-up question. Do you feel like less than a regular golfer when you go on a cart?
I strongly prefer playing golf walking.
Okay. If that's
Strongly
your thing, then
prefer.
I get it.
Strongly
How often do you walk? What's your ratio to
90% of the times I'm walking.
Okay.
The time carts is like an outing, or you're getting after it and use it as like a kind of like headquarters for the speaker or beers. Like
Yeah.
a cart can get action, but the best way to play golf is with walking with a caddy. That's the
Interesting.
way
I just
you
feel
should
like
play the game of golf.
carts is just such a part of how people play golf on a week-to-week basis.
Agreed.
There are a lot of carts in golf for sure, but in professional golf,
Ty.
at the top level of golf, you know how much Scotty Scheffler won this weekend? Over $3 million.
Yeah, the guy can walk.
Yeah. And if you
Ty,
go to
real
Augusta
quick.
and you look at those hills and the actual elevation change,
It's hard as
matters.
shit. That's why I'm
Yeah.
asking, why do they do that?
It's like an
Ty.
8-mile walk.
Who's I'm gonna butcher the name. Is it Matt Holmes?
Max Homa?
Max Homa?
That dude. Who's that
Okay.
guy?
That
He's like
dude
all
is
over
a
like
young-
my Twitter.
Yeah, he's great because he comments on people's swing.
Gotcha.
That guy.
Yeah,
He's a good,
that's who it is.
so Max Homa has been on tour for a minute.
I thought it was Holmes.
I think he came through Corn Ferry. Has always been active, younger generation, active on social. I think he does his pod. He's just super smart. And he had a little flash in the panty, and then he went like had no game. And it happens to these guys. I mean, Ricky Fowler's coming back from like literally couldn't play golf. Max Homa was down bad and was very open and making content and talking about it and grinded his way back and is now like I think he's top 15 probably golfer in the world right now. Just won 2 weeks ago. Balling
Yeah, I
out.
think he's actually an example of why people should do content because I don't watch golf, but I know who Max Homa is. The same. I know him more than I know Scheffler.
He's the guy. Most people, he's like helping it. And he does a lot of he talks about the game. And then he won the tournament on Sunday. He went and played some like $200 skins game on Monday, like total G-Gen status at some municipal course.
All right. Well, after Ty's the longest of the three, what's on your mind? I feel like we should jump into the end of the NFL season. Chiefs, Eagles, another holding call, right or wrong, ends the Super Bowl. I saw some stat that talked about last year's Bengals-Rams game, ended the same way. But good game. I think we talked about that in the preseason. Heck of a game. Jalen Hurts played his heart out. I mean, that was one guy I was really wrong, and he's the real deal. The Eagles are good, but Mahomes, the Chiefs scored on, I think, on every single possession in the second half. Mahomes gets the ball, they get the holding call, they kick a field goal. Just kind of want to get your guys' takeaway. I obviously have some opinions on Mahomes and Mahomes' cards. Just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on the game, Mahomes, Eagles, whatever.
Ty?
My initial takeaways are Patty Mahomes, Andy Reid. Those guys just know how to win. It's very, very, very hard to compete in that game, seemingly. Travis Kelce's big X factor, but it comes down to just certain plays here and there. Football is crazy like that. And at the end of the day, I think that they were just down the stretch more ready. Seemed like they went into halftime. That halftime's long.
Yeah.
Like if you really think about the experience of playing in what was that now, that Crew's third Super Bowl, like that halftime is long.
Like 30 minutes.
Could you
They were down by
imagine-
10 points.
Can
Like
you
that's no
imagine
joke.
like ripping and like being fully adrenaline, Super Bowl biggest moment of your career, and then you wait 30?
30.
A typical NFL halftime, I think they said was 13 minutes. Last
Yeah.
night's 29 minutes. So
Yep.
you're double and some.
Yep.
And
At the
doing
most
that
hype
for the
up you'll ever
first
be as a
time,
professional athlete.
most hyped up, first time ever, and you have
Biggest
the
moment of
lead,
your career.
so it can only kind of the moments creep in. You can only blow it from there. Like gets that. So that I thought was like okay, and then I mean, yeah, we can talk about pain injections, whatever, but there was a moment where I was visibly like, oh my goodness, Patty, like, what's he gonna do? He had the one scamper out to the right, and he just had 2 huge runs down the stretch. And
Yeah, that one up the middle, man.
the one up the middle, you could tell he couldn't even go down because to like slide, it like hurts your ankle.
It hurt, yeah.
So
He didn't know what to do.
he didn't know what to do, and then I think the Eagles had their chances down the stretch, but little things here and there. Goddard was making plays.
Yeah, that one catch
he
was
played well.
wild.
Yeah.
It really is championship DNA, I think, is what came through. Like in the end, it was an incredible first half. The Eagles were definitely the better team in the first half by a considerable amount. They were up by 10, all that. But exactly what you guys are saying, like to score every drive in the second half, to make a couple stops when they had to, and all week long, everyone's talking about the Chiefs defense not being good enough. And also their offensive line not giving up any sacks in that game is wild. So I think the better team won, obviously. And then it's just, can I go back to my Travis Kelce take? He now has the most touchdowns in playoff history for a tight end.
Second most all time.
Second most all time.
Just behind Jerry Rice.
Probably could have been the Super Bowl MVP, just saying. Guy's a monster. But it was a great game. And I do think the Eagle, like, Hurts is a pro's pro. Yep. He's one of those guys who's like definitely like a winner, you can kind of tell. So
seems like a likable guy.
Yeah,
Smith
leader.
Is a big game.
You know who I hate? Nick Sirianni.
Really?
I can't stand that guy.
I saw a lot of people on Twitter not liking that guy.
I can't stand him.
Interesting.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
What
are your thoughts, Ryan, on the game?
This puts Mahomes in a different category, right? People always say, well, it shouldn't be just the quarterback that gets the credit for it, right? Like that's the take, but that's how the market looks at it. That's how it's reviewed, or that's how it's viewed in the long run, right? Brady, I mean, if Malcolm Butler doesn't get that interception, Brady's not winning that Super Bowl. If Marshall Lynch gets the ball, Brady doesn't have one. We give Brady the credit for that, right? There's a lot of them we look at, and it's like the quarterback's the one that gets the credit for it. Mahomes is 5 years in. 5 years.
Yeah.
5 straight hosting AFC titles. 5 in a row they've hosted them in Kansas City. He's been to 3 Super Bowls. He has 2 MVPs in the regular season, 2 Super Bowl wins, and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. I think there's 10 quarterbacks ever that have won 2 Super Bowls or more. 10.
Yeah.
There's been 57 Super Bowls. He's
now 11-3 in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers is 12-10.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers has been playing for 18 years. 18 years. He has 1 Super Bowl. 1. In 5 years, Mahomes has been to 3. I mean, we took it for granted for so long with Brady, and we saw it with LeBron. Where
he's so good.
LeBron went to 9 straight finals. It's just like those things just don't happen. Mahomes is. This to me puts Mahomes in the category of the Bradys, the LeBrons, the Jordans. He is in that conversation. He's just, 5 years you've accomplished all of that. He could retire tomorrow, not play another down in the NFL, and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
So Ryan, let me ask you a question.
I don't know about that.
Someone comes into your what?
You don't go to the Hall of Fame for having a 5-year career.
Maybe the best of all time.
I disagree.
I don't think if you retire after 5 years, you go to the Hall of Fame. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Longevity is part of it.
So you're saying a quarterback that has 2 Super Bowl rings doesn't get into the
No, I'm saying if you retire in 5 years, you shouldn't go to the Super Bowl. Period.
That's
my only opinion on the topic.
If Mahomes retires tomorrow, doesn't play another game.
He's first ballot. He's first ballot.
I don't think you can put a 5-year.
But he probably would also disappear from the sport. But wait, I was going to set up a really good question because we've been talking here for a long time. I'm going to just acknowledge we haven't gotten into cards too much. Ryan.
I tried. You cut me off.
If someone like myself is like, I have, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000 I walk into your shop, or just more generally speaking, and I'm like, I want to invest in a piece to hold on to Patrick Mahomes for a long period of time. Where do you start looking at? What are you thinking about? What are you advising someone that's thinking about adding a Patrick Mahomes piece to their collection?
Yeah, almost with anything, if you're looking to invest long term, to me it's a unique thing. It's what is not readily available to everybody else, what is serial numbered, what is low pop, right? The non-base cards, the things that are more unique, right? And I realized that with Mahomes, those things cost more money, right? Not everybody can afford those. This isn't, Trevor Lawrence stuff's expensive. Trey Lance stuff's expensive. Joe Burrow stuff's really expensive. Patrick Mahomes stuff is out of this world, right? He's a $4 million private sale in the 101 NT Shield at the National 2 years ago. Like, his stuff is different. So $1,500 in Mahomes is not the same as $1,500 in Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert. Like, those are not comparable. So your dollar doesn't go as far. But I'm looking at things that not everybody has access to. The unique, like, jersey number, numbered parallels, rookies, on-card autographs, low pop, right?
Color matches, maybe.
Like the stuff that is not every day. Everybody has it. It's super easy to get. Like, everybody's different, but to me, I'm not. The Optic PSA 10 does what, $700, $800, $1,000? I don't know. Like, to me, it's like $1,000 in that. I would rather put that towards maybe a second year on-card auto or a third year on-card auto at a 10, at a 25. Like, I'd rather.
You're talking like contenders right now?
I'm talking like Spectra, impeccable, your middle of the road, strong products, not your NTs, your flawless. Like, those get more expensive. Like, your Mahomes third year flawless patch auto is probably $2-3 grand. Like, it's expensive. But you can get a second, third year Spectra on card. Like, I have one, for example. It's like a Super Bowl champions or champion signatures, like on card auto. He's like fist pumping. It's at a 25. It's like $1,000 card. Like, to me, that's a cool enough piece. Like something that's like, again, on card, unique, low numbered, high graded, something that is not every day. That's the stuff I look for.
I like it. I appreciate that.
That was great stuff. I think a lot of times what happens is when we talk about these things, it's almost, it gets a little bit too, like, it's hard to say what actually is. So when you're saying something like a second year Spectra on card champions, whatever the subset is, like, that's the kind of thing I think is cool because people are going to go look that up and see that card. It's a nice card. And it also makes it achievable for people, and it's something you actually want to buy.
Yeah, it's the convo around. I mean, just talking cards is great in general. The jersey number cards, and like finding these kind of rarity and oddity. What was the art? What were we talking about last week?
The art pieces from Topps Gallery.
Yeah. Like, there's just fun. There is a lot of different unique, things out there, and it is fun that happens kind of year over year. And I think your point is, hey, don't look at something that's maybe more mass produced that comes at a higher price point. Try and find something that has some uniqueness to it.
And I also think there's levels to it, right? Like, if you're just getting into the hobby, right? That's one of the things we like to, really speak to is some of the people just getting into the hobby, right? That was the original, like, part of the intro is, hey, you're looking for a place to get into the hobby, looking to make money on your cards, right? Like, we talked about that in the original intro, and it's, Mahomes stuff is, I always talk about, like, when people are like, hey, what do I buy? Who do I buy? That kind of stuff. One of the key points I always make is, well, buy what people want, right? Buy the people. You go on I always tell people our Whatnot stream, because we ask people on our Whatnot stream, who are you guys looking for? And they'll say, Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes, LeBron James, Luka Doncic. You can understand who people are looking for just by observing the market. They'll tell you who they're looking for. Mahomes is a pretty liquid guy. A lot of Mahomes stuff sells, whether it's a jersey card from 2022 certified, that's a fifth year Mahomes card, or it's a rookie optic red, white, and blue, or red and yellow PSA 10. Those both have liquidity in different markets, but a Mahomes jersey is still there. I think there's still different levels of, like, hey, getting Mahomes stuff, moving it, having a liquid item, and then moving that into a more unique piece. While you may not be able to afford $1,500 at the start, Mahomes is still a guy in general that will have demand in the market.
Yeah.
There's been a couple bangers come off the market today. I'm looking at some auctions that ended today for Mahomes. 2017 Gold Select Auto, number 10 out of 10, BGS 9 FISO for $11,000. Sorry,
I was like $1,100.
Sorry. And then a 2017 Optic Contenders Red, BGS 9 Auto, $11,000 as well, back to back.
Just think of it like that. That a Burrow does. Jay, correct me if I'm wrong. I would guess 2,600, 2,800.
Put it in perspective.
$3,000. I have no idea. Like, I would imagine it's somewhere in that range.
And then I
Mahomes.
also like to do the reshuffling of how everyone thinks about quarterbacks now. So like if you take Mahomes out of the equation, right? You say it's probably safely Burrow number 2?
In terms of what? Talent?
In terms of
future?
like you're starting a team tomorrow,
Yeah.
who do you want to be your quarterback?
Burrow.
Burrow, Allen, Hurts, Herbert.
Mine
Lamar.
would be different. Mine would be different. Yeah, I would have Lawrence at 4.
Well, I forgot about Lawrence. Lawrence would go ahead of Herbert.
Zach Wilson,
Yep.
Yeah.
Mac Jones.
CJ Stroud.
But I just love doing that because I think if you asked this question a year ago, Jalen Hurts probably wouldn't even be inside the top like 9.
Here's a rapid fire question because I know one of the things I love about our audience,
How rapid?
real rapid. But one of the things I love about our audience is they're very good. We see it in Play of the Week all the time. They're very good at looking ahead. They do this very well in Play of the Week. Hey, this is going to come out in 6 months. I'm ahead of it. The people that listen to this podcast are good at this stuff. So rapid fire question for you two to get the audience thinking. We're over halfway from the last national to the next national. Who are the top 3 football players you think will be in demand in Chicago at the national this summer?
Top 3 football players?
Top 3 football players you think will be in demand at the show. I know my 3. I'm curious on your 3.
Well, it's definitely Burrow and Mahomes. And then 3, I'd probably put Lawrence in there.
I would get behind one of those in terms of overall demand. I'm not sure I can get behind the other. I struggle with Burrow and Mahomes. Their stuff is popular, but it's already winning is priced into those. So when I think of popular at the national, I think of guys that have the most upside going into the season, the most chance for their cards to grow. Mahomes and Burrow are so high at the moment. The guys I think of in this conversation are guys like, I think it'll be Trevor Lawrence. I think it'll be Jalen Hurts. And I think it'll be Justin Fields.
So you were saying the guys that have upside because you asked me who's going to be the most in demand.
Yeah, you changed the question.
Like
Okay.
straight up. Like
Fair.
you literally just yeah, I was like, hold on.
I think in
I
demand.
go, okay, in demand. Little kid, 7 to 14, walks up to the table. Who does he want?
I mean, that little kid wants. I think
That's kind of the way to think about it, to be honest.
I don't think about that.
That's demand to me. That's
think if
how
you're-
I would think about like that.
I think of it as the
question
average
as
football
pure.
card collector walks up to your table. What's
Yeah,
that?
that person wants Joe Burrow. That person wants Josh Allen. That person wants Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, the one we
They
have
want Josh Allen because everyone tells them to want Josh Allen, but they don't actually know the difference.
Allen.
I'm just being honest. That's
Well, we had
true.
one. We had one in common. We had Trevor Lawrence. So
Yeah. But that's it's cool because there's like way more. There's like a big time. I would say it's Mahomes way ahead, and then Burrow, and then it's like there's this chunk of like 6
Allen,
guys.
Herbert, Hurts, Lawrence.
All right, I got a question for you guys. Hockey. Who's your? Give me one. Who's the number 1?
It's McDavid, and it's not even close.
Yeah, it's got to be McDavid, right?
It's not
Well,
even. It's not even like a conversation. I think the conversation is just like football. It's Mahomes by a mile. Who's the next guy?
All right. What about soccer?
Holland.
Christian Pulisic.
I think Mbappe is getting kind of clear at this point, actually. Holland, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, but isn't Holland like setting records in the Premier League? Like what?
Yeah, but
He's not going to play for a World
Manchester
Cup.
City's down bad. Like it's not going to look good for
Yeah, but
Man City.
How are we gonna? If he's gonna shatter a record, hang on. If he's gonna shatter a record and he plays for Man City, isn't that like a really big deal?
Man City just caught a huge amount of allegations. And
What's that got to do with
overall,
Erling Haaland?
Because like generally, I think
Do you not remember
wise,
the Patriots and Deflategate?
I just
Again.
like it's not like generally as big. They don't have the same amount of history. They're kind of like people look at them like they just bought the whole thing.
Is this a
There's not
Man
the
U
same
brain
amount of
thing, or is
lore.
this a real thing?
No, I
This is
think
like
it's a real
relegation.
thing.
Relegation.
I believe
Like
you.
Liverpool, I still think Mbappe's going to Liverpool, by the way, but I don't know. Maybe there is bias. Maybe there's slight bias. But I think Mbappe's clear
It
after
sounds a
what he
lot like
did
me
at the
talking
World
about
Cup.
Aaron Judge. I'll say that.
Mbappe, the impact of what Mbappe did at the World Cup should not be understated.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing. I don't think the conversation is which one, like the other one is bad. I think the conversation is who's the best.
So we did hot basketball. Basketball. Who's your guy?
I love Paolo Banchero. I watch the Magic so much. I love
Really?
Paolo Banchero.
Just for the sake of time, Ty, we're going to do an over-under segment soon. We can get into that soon. I want to talk about something before we go on.
Did you posted about basketball though?
One guy to me at the moment, I would say it's really, really close. Giannis has one, so I'm going to take Giannis, but Luka is very, very close.
Agreed.
Michael Rubin went on the Full Send podcast the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I posted about this. It had like a 65-second clip talking about collectibles. I will paraphrase here. I don't have the clip in front of me, but basically talks about Fanatics is obtaining the rights. You know, they have the baseball now, they have F1 now, they have UEFA, they have Champions League, they have all those, and they're going to be obtaining a lot more basketball, football in the near future. And he made a quote, again, paraphrasing, but it talks about, you know, we're going to do more in the next 12 months in the industry, the sports card industry is referring to, than's been done in the last 7 years. Seemed like a lot of the takeaways I got from the quote in the 65-second blurb was about what Fanatics will do to improve and market the trading card industry. Just, you guys obviously saw it. You guys heard about it. What, you guys have any thoughts or takeaways from it?
My number one takeaway is that Michael Rubin is one of the smartest business people in the world currently and runs one of the biggest companies in the entire world. And when he says that we're going to do more in the next 12 months than this hobby has seen probably in history, I tend to believe him. And he speaks with a lot of conviction because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes rubs people the wrong way, but he does have a very good idea, and I'm sure they have a lot of great things coming.
Yeah, I've seen it's definitely been all over social in the card space, and saw some people saying on Twitter that like talked about you know, there's already marketing behind it now. You had lines at Target back in the day for people to get product.
Yeah, I don't think that's marketing though. I think that's where we differ.
Yeah, I think that would be telling, you know, my buddies that, hey, you want to go into Walmart and spend $50 in 30 minutes and make $100 when you leave? Here's an opportunity. I think Steph Curry and Giannis having a commercial with Fanatics talking about trading cards that has ads that runs on social, on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook 24/7 and is shown to anybody that has looked at anything in the NBA in the last 7 days. I think that is the kind of marketing that Fanatics intends to do. And I think that helps grow the pie. Unlike I don't think I've ever seen a Panini America commercial. I don't think I've ever seen a Topps baseball commercial.
Never.
Like those don't happen, right? So I think Fanatics has done some really cool things early on in the hobby. We're going to talk about one of them here before too long with Topps Series Topps Series 1 Baseball 2023. But yeah, it definitely seems like a good thing that Fanatics is talking like that. And I'm pretty optimistic that they're going to definitely bring attention. We talked about this when this happened. I believe the deals, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the deals with the players associations, they're incentivized. Like they have a piece of this pie. They're going to want to be involved in this kind of stuff. They're going to want to be involved in the engagement. They're going to want to be involved in the ads because when the market does well, they have a piece of this, right? Again, unless I'm misunderstanding it, it sounds like everybody involved from the Fanatics and the athlete side would want the market to do well.
Yeah, I think that what we'll see by and large is the last 3+ years that kind of broke cards into the lexicon and exploded it all in so many facets. I mean, just think about the last 3+ years from all the companies that were created, those that are still in existence, those that failed, fractional, like just all the moments, every single moment of a player posting their cards, and every time that would go crazy in the hobby. Drake, this, like it's just They are now absolutely well known. We were joking. I think we were talking amongst ourselves about like we should post on Card Talk Pod Instagram every time there's a piece of sports marketing that uses sports cards in their marketing. And just think about over the last 3 years how the growth of even that, little flyers, little promos. It's just like if you have been paying attention in the sports landscape or work in it or are adjacent to it in any capacity over the last 3 years, sports cards has pierced your lexicon, and that definitely was not the case before the last 3.5 years.
It went from never to a lot. Keep going.
The companies that were in place, that's an immense amount of growth pressure, and they're making money. They're doing their thing. But I think what we're going to see is Fanatics grab the reins and shepherd this new cultural awareness and foundation through top tier execution like they do across their business. That's what I think we're going to see. And I think it's going to be a major benefit for everyone involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like if a sneaker company got bought by Nike and it was like, I wonder if this sneaker company is going to be good or not. It's like, it's Nike.
Yep. I think that's fair.
Agreed.
They got to keep the soul. They got to get close to the hobby. But what I know of that is definitely part of the plans.
So I kind of hinted at it earlier. I won't touch on this too much, but I think something that's very cool. I mentioned this to you guys earlier today in our group chat, but Topps has placed cut autographs in 2023 Topps Series 1 baseball. I talked about this with a buddy before I got on here earlier. And I don't remember the last time there was like a major chase in a sub $100 box of cards. Series 1 Hobby is currently pre-selling for around $90 online. You get an auto or jersey. The cut signatures checklist includes a lot of names, but Babe Ruth is one of those names. I talked about it briefly. Again, I don't want to hit too much on it, but shout out to Topps and Fanatics for putting a Babe Ruth cut auto in a product that is not necessarily Triple Threats baseball, Transcendent baseball, Gilded baseball, one of Luminaries baseball, Dynasty baseball, one of the premier high-end breaker products. This is your average everyday collector. A kid and his dad are going to come into a card store or join a break for the love of collecting, and they're going to hit one of these cut autos, and they're going to be hooked for life. And I think this creates opportunities that we normally don't see in cards, where low-end products or products that are more collector-based, more set building, like really the heart of the collector. That's what I view Series 1, Series 2, and Update as. To put checklist, here's a couple guys on the checklist. K-Line, Bob Feller, Bob Gibson, Babe Ruth, Connie Mack, Cy Young, Dizzy Dean, Duke Snyder, Ernie Banks, Eddie Matthews, Johnny Mize, Jackie Robinson, Pee Wee
Dizzy
Reese,
Dean, what a name.
Roberto Clemente, Roger Hornsby, Maris, Stan Musial, Ty Cobb. Right? Ty Cobb, Jackie Robinson, Clemente, and Babe Ruth have cut autos in Series 1 baseball. Like that just doesn't happen. So figure it is worth talking that will be a cool chase in the product.
Isn't it kind of what we talked about where it's like, hey, you can have all these expensive boxes. You got to do something for a collector who isn't going to spend $500, $600, $1,000 on a box of cards, and you give people an opportunity to get something cool. And like you're saying, the dream scenario is a 11-year-old kid rips open a blaster box at a hobby shop and pulls the card out. Like that's the dream.
Yep. Agreed. All right. Time for some over-under.
Nice.
Lou's new favorite segment.
It's mine too. I think we got some good ones here.
So this is Ty. Ty did this week.
Yep. I grinded. Jay diligently put this together. I know Jay's been grinding. Just got back from Anguilla or whatever.
All right, Lou, I'll let you go first.
All right. Currently here we have the 2013 Topps Chrome Travis Kelce X Fractor. For some reason, I feel there's a shout out to Adam Lefko for this card. I feel like Lefko is in the mix for a little bit with this card. Also, I thought we were putting the dates on here. This card sold on February 12th for 36 bids. Over, under 415.
Over. Big time over.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the over on this. Kelsey's Chrome stuff does pretty well. I had a Prism Chrome. It's like Prism, PRISM, different Prism. There's a Prism Refractor in 2013 Chrome. It's at a 260 at a PSA 9, and it does over $300. So I'd imagine this is a relatively low pop card, probably sub 100. So I'm going to say this is probably closer to the 475, 5.25 mark, like high fours, low fives.
I think this is like at least 1,000.
Oh, I don't know if it's that high. It's non-numbered.
Listen, Kelsey is Lou's guy, all right, which is why
Might
it's
be.
in here, but I respect the confidence on price. It went for $425. Good job, gents. You both
Yes,
got
a
it
little
correct.
higher. A little over.
All right.
That's cheap.
Cheap. It sold around 8:30 for context.
When?
8:30 last night during the game.
Oh,
Next, Jay.
wow. I should have been in there. I'm upset.
All right, gentlemen.
Huh.
Here
I don't
we
have
a
any clue.
2020 Regina Pats team issued set.
This is great.
Bedard.
So is this like his like junior team or something?
This was smashed as a buy it now on February 5th.
1,200. I'm going to go over.
1175.
Over.
I'm gonna say just under.
I'm going to say over. He doesn't have many cards. He's in some of the CHL stuff. His stuff sells for bananas. This kid is the closest thing I've heard to McDavid. You gotta smash the over. Team over here. I'm going over.
Smash the over. It went for 1424.
Wow.
Big
Wow.
time card. Big time card.
Team issued junior hockey.
Team
Unbelievable.
It's pretty
The
clean
best part
card,
about
by
this
the way.
segment is that we're gonna start getting really weird with it, and it's gonna be the most random, unique card you've ever heard of in your life.
You know
I
what I'm
can't wait.
hoping we get out of this segment is 6 months from now, somebody talks about on Play It how they heard on Over Under that
Yep.
a Connor Bedard Regina's Pat's team set PSA 10 did 1,400, and they found one at a show at 800 at the local show, and they bought it and sold it for $1,500
Yep.
and flipped it for $500 because they saw this. That's what I'm
That's
hoping
gonna
we
happen.
get out
To
of
show
this.
up on our monthly play of the week segment, play of the month segment. All right,
Recording?
next. That's clean card, by the way. The number there, 98, the side swipe. I like that card actually a lot. Shout out the designer of that team and Regina. All right, next, Jay. There, you sleep. You wait. Check, Jay. Oh, here we have a 2012 Panini Prism base PSA 10 Kyrie Irving.
He's finally
NBA
happy
champion.
in Dallas, guys.
For let him cook. All right, let him cook. Over under 240.
I'll go under on this. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go under.
Under. I think it's about $200. He's got pretty high during the bump, but I'm gonna guess this is closer to the $200 mark. They were probably only around like 130, $150, and they're probably trickling back up post trade, but I don't think it's quite 240.
We're both correct. Is a buy it now on February 11th for $225.
Wow.
Kyrie Irving. 2012 Prism is a proper historical basketball Prism set, by the way. I owned one of these at one point, for sure. Might have had a silver.
I bet you if
Maybe.
you check old data,
Did a good
this might
job
have
on
like
both of them.
$600.
Jay? All right. I think Rye's a perfect 3 for 3, and Lou is 2 out of
2 for
3.
3.
But here we have a 2021 Josh Giddey Purple Prism PSA 10. This sold on January 21st under auction it went on 22 bids.
Don't say the
and
price.
This is numbered to 99.
Were you about to sneak out the price
No,
there?
I was trying to say the bids.
Okay. I thought you were about to sneak it out.
No.
Number to 99.
Over under 675.
So I know what Josh Giddey's next day auto sells for, but I don't know what that compares to this.
See, we talked about it a little bit last week. Ryan is like very analytical, and I'm just top of the dome. How's the number look? Yeah, just
What's the
fired from the
vibes?
hip. I'll go over.
I think this is under. I think
I
this
think
is
it's like
closer-
$800.
No, I think it's closer to $600. It's purple and it's Josh Giddey. This is a Tyler special. So PSA 10 could be there. I'm just gonna guess with top of mind. It's this 175, $200 raw. That puts it at about 550, $600. I think this is under. I don't think it's quite 675.
640, Ryan is correct.
Yeah.
That's a good job, Ryan. I respect that. All right. Let's see what we have coming up next.
Do we have more?
There's a mouse moving. Here we have a 2022 Prism World Cup Qatar. Kylian Mbappe Base International Inc. This card was sold on January 27th at best offer. Over under 1915.
The 1915 makes me think it was like 1936, so I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go over as well. I think this is like a $2,000. You said buy it now, so to me that's more of an even number. I'm going to say it's like $2,000. I think these were light when they came out, like 800-ish raw, 850 raw. So 2-3x puts it right around like the 1,600 to 2,400. So I'm going to go right in the middle. I'm going to say $2,000. So I'm going to go over. I think it's a $2,000 card.
This sold for $2,050. You
Wow.
both are correct. That's a good job, Ryan. That's a good job.
He's like an encyclopedia, dude. It's
Like
crazy.
he might know the market or something.
Yeah, it's like he pays attention.
Yeah, one of us does this for a
All
living.
right.
And
Yep, you're not wrong. That's why, we're just here to get the answers out of you.
That's right.
You were over 2, Lo. So we're still in the mix, and we're still close. We have 2 left. You could
We have 2 more.
Yeah, you could win them both.
I was watching this card.
So here we
I have
have
no idea what it's sold for.
a Daniel Radcliffe and Katie Leung, aka Harry Potter and Cho Chang, Harry's First Love, dual auto, 07 art box. Harry
With the
Potter.
red ink too.
This
Yeah,
card
but
sold on January 10th.
She
Over
doesn't.
under 1475.
I think she's one of the worst duels out of all the ones he has, and it's an authentic grade. It's not auto. It's an auto grade 9, which hurts, and it's authentic, which means it.
But they're
could be-
so rare.
Yeah, this is going to be really close. I'm going to go under on this. I think this is an under. I think it's close, but man, I don't know. This could do like 16, and I wouldn't be surprised. Hold on.
Woo, you want to give it a first crack?
No, I'm gonna let Ryan go first.
I'm gonna go over. I just have a hard time believing this sold for under 1475. This will trick me. This will get me for sure, but I just think this is a $1,500+ card. You could tell me this is like 16 and change is what I would guess this sold for.
I'll go under.
Any rationale to give there, Lou?
The rationale is that it's an authentic and it's an auto 9. I wanted to go over. I was hoping he was going to go under, but now I need to go under.
Well, Lou is correct. Ryan had it right.
Let's go.
First.
Okay.
It was under at 1375. Good old
That's-
137 with a 5 on the end.
That's
Okay.
tough.
So we're heading into the last card with a chance for me to beat,
All tied up. The chance.
for a chance for me to stump the shop.
And here we go.
Wow, this is a stunning choice for the last card. I can't believe my eyes.
Here we have a 2016 Topps
Over.
Chrome Jordan Spieth first pitch in a
Over.
perfect PSA 10 gem mitt. This card sold at auction
Over.
on February 9th.
There's a couple different people in the set. The set's pretty cool. It's got like Steve Aoki has a card in this set. Spieth has a card in this set. There's a few different people that have. I think George W. Bush has a card in this set. There's a couple of different people that have cards in this. This is over.
Ryan is officially on the board with an over.
I mean, grading costs $20.
Over some.
As if that stopped cards from selling for less than $20
Yeah, sure,
before.
fair.
I'll go under. I think it finished at $39.50.
Lou has officially won over under. It went for $38.
Hello.
$38.
Let's go.
I'd have guessed over all day. I'd take that all day. I'd have bought for
knew
38
it.
bucks.
That's
why I
cheap.
choose it. Oh, That's cheap. That is cheap. I agree.
I'm
That card,
fired up.
PSA 10, $38, 16 bits.
We need
Cheap.
we need songs.
Two-time Masters winner, I believe. He's grinding. He's going to be one of the favorites at the Masters, I imagine. Top 5.
Wild. You know something? Before we go into play of the week, neither of you two brought up in what's in your mind that one of the best Jets I ever saw play and did not like made it into the Hall of Fame.
So I have a controversial opinion on that. I don't like. I love Revis, but I'll never claim him as like my guy like that.
Really?
Went to the
I respect
Patriots,
that.
traded.
You would never say, Stephon Diggs is your favorite player either.
I'm not gonna take a shot at Tyler right now because there's positive vibes, positive energy.
Spieth has one Masters.
One
He
Masters,
choked on
okay.
the second one, yeah.
Ty, for
Yeah.
perspective, how many does Tiger have?
How many Masters does Tiger have?
6?
Isn't it like 6? Yeah.
He
Is it
has
6?
5.
5.
5 green jackets. Scotty Chef might run it back. I like Spieth at the Masters, though.
All right. Anyways, just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Darrell Revis?
Yeah, Lou said he's not his guy. Went to the Patriots.
If you win a championship with the Patriots, you're off the list.
That's fair.
They put him in the Ring of Honor. Like,
How do we feel about KD?
we didn't talk about that trade at all.
I know it's a long-winded conversation, but
Are you betting on the Suns to win?
maybe. I want them to win so that Devin Booker leaves Phoenix.
Wouldn't you want it the other way then? If they lose, that's better.
No, I think if they win, he's done his job. He's out. LeBron, Cleveland style.
A little different situation.
He wins
Yeah,
a
slightly
chip,
different.
forces a trade because it's all downhill. They bet the farm.
I guess you're right.
Win
Kinda
the
argue
chip
both
and
ways.
break it up.
All right. Let's get
Trade
into
him
play
to
of the
New York
week.
Knicks for pieces.
The Nets got the better end of that trade anyway, so it's fine.
I know. That's
All right. So our first one is going to be from NF Cards 12. It says, "Hi, I bought this Kendrick Nunn cheap back in 2021. They listed it as a color burst, so it probably sold cheaper than it should have. Since he joined the Lakers, I thought there was some decent potential since he was talented and in a big market. Plus, color blasts are very short printed. Unfortunately, he had an injury issues, so I just kept holding. This November, I decided to grade for $25 and it got a 9. I waited a bit before listing, and in the meantime, he got traded to the Wizards. Listed a few days later for $300 and took an offer of $275. After everything, I made about $80. Not the best flip, but still solid profit. Hey man, making $80. I mean, that's over 50% on Kendrick Nunn. That's a win.
Yeah, it's kind of like the best case scenario for a guy you bought thinking something good was going to happen, right? He gets traded, you find that one moment, and then sell it.
Yeah, agreed. I think this is best case scenario on this.
Yeah, I like it. Color blasts are nice cards. I actually like them a lot. I mean,
Got it as a color burst.
yeah, exactly. But
Oh, I didn't even see
color,
that.
Yeah, he got it as the color burst, but color blasts are beautiful.
That's a new save search for me. Hang on.
Color burst.
All
Good job.
right, Jay, what's next? This one's from Rise Above Cards. Making fast decisions based on what are you doing for me now market. Picked up a Cam Thomas recon earlier after his first 40-point game for $20.
A Discord sale.
What?
This is a Discord sale.
Oh, okay. I posted the card on a buy it now for $100 on eBay. I had instant offers of 60 to 7 and could have taken some profit right away. I waited to accept these offers almost on accident, and I was traveling for work. The next day, I hear the eBay cha-ching. The card sold for my full price, $100. Cleared 4x profit without having to work at all. See the snapshots for the sale.
That's a good job.
And shoot, probably did on 150 a few days later after you put up 40, 40, and 40.
He's back to earth, though, now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Not a bad way to make $75.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that is our inaugural.
$75 is a solid little Valentine's Day date with the missus.
You're not wrong.
Facts.
Right? That's real.
It's the cost of an Xbox game nowadays.
Yep.
That's real. Paid $80 for Hogwarts Legacy. What
It's crazy, bro. I'm like, what?
I used to play like $50 when I was a kid.
I know.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it was $49.99 when we were kids. Now we don't even
And
get the game.
you got a disc. I know.
You got a disc and a hard
Send that to Wanda,
and a cover and
Bring it over
instructions.
to my friend's crib. Like, geez.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like my
Got to go to the
internet's
mall.
down. I don't know You
gotta go to the mall with your friends and walk around and get a little disc and game and leave with it. Now you got just sit on your couch and pay $85 plus tax to get a download.
15 hours to download.
Yeah, 80 million gigabytes pass.
3 old men, yellow cloud.
Yeah.
All right, next play, Jay.
Hold on.
All right, this is from Ben's card.
Another Cam Thomas.
My second play of the week submission. On January 25th, I was at the gym late one night scrolling through eBay listings between sets and was looking at Cam Thomas cards. Lou had mentioned him on the show a bit, and I had also heard from other podcasts I listened to that he could be a good buy. Stumbled upon this Cam Thomas Contenders auto numbered to 99. As I was looking at the photos, I quickly saw it was 24 of 99, which is his jersey number, and from watching the show and hearing Ryan talk about it, I knew this would bring a premium. However, it wasn't mentioned in the title or the description by the buyer. I could have sent an offer and gotten a better deal, but ended up clicking it, J style, because I didn't want someone else to buy it and miss out on a deal. I was all in on the card for $58.56 after shipping and tax. Fast forward 2 weeks later, and Cam drops three straight 40-point games. After the second 40-point game on February 7th, I listed the card on eBay for $750. I had gotten a $300 offer, a $400 offer, and finally, I got what I felt was a fair offer, $450. Took the offer. Love the new setup of the show, and fly Eagles fly.
Hopefully that $400 softened the blow of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hopefully they didn't just hammer Eagles money line, but that's probably what happened.
With that 400, yeah, that might have been what happened.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
I'm just reading. Nice work. Shout out Lou. Lou was early talking Cam Thomas, and I'll give Lou those flowers. He made a little Nets Cam Thomas comment. I didn't even pay attention to it. It was so early. I was like, I know that'll be back up in 2 weeks, and losing back. I brought it up 2 weeks ago. Classic.
Yeah,
it is a good job to notice the. We always talk about this, but it's like the details. Like he was looking at the pictures. He noticed it was a jersey number. Like that's.
I just got super excited hearing the late night at the gym scrolling through eBay listings because I feel like that needs to be my on phone gym activity. eBay listings. I feel like you'll be confident in executing.
You're an early morning gym guy, though, right?
Yeah, which late night eBay sounds better than early morning eBay, but
yeah, facts.
You know, but yeah, I'm a morning gym guy. The night's
Jay, what's next? Ooh, wow, this could be good.
There's few cards I regret selling. I regret selling that Luke Skywalker. I had.
Well, his is the Sapphire one.
I know, but I had the OG.
This is from LA Card Guy. It says, "Was set up this past weekend at the Burbank Card Show, and my first trade was an amazing play on its own, but got even better after selling what I had picked up. I had a gold out of 50 Tamura Morrison Boba Fett auto that I had picked up in a 2-card lot. The other being a gold non-auto Boba Fett for $200. I traded the gold auto into a Topps Sapphire Luke #1 Aqua out of 99 and a Topps Chrome Galaxy Lack of Faith Vader Atomic out of 150, which happens to be a chase card in the new Galaxy Chrome set. Couldn't find a comp on the Aqua Luke, but at a 50 sold for $630. So I put a sticker of $350 on it So I put a sticker of $350 on it. And the very next morning it sold for $300. The Lack of Faith had sold on eBay for $270 and $299. And on the last day of the show, I was able to sell for $270. Total sales $570 off an original $200 purchase. Love the pod and love sharing cool Star Wars cards.
Nice Star Wars moves.
Those are some fire looking Star Wars cards.
I agree. The Luke is just clean, and it makes sense that people like this.
I will say the Star Wars Chrome Galaxy has some of the best photos in any card set. Those photos are amazing. They got the atomic looking parallels on them. A+ job.
That Lack of Faith Vader is kind of hot.
That's what I'm saying. The red.
Yeah.
Very cool
good stuff, and it's different.
Good play. It's a good play.
Jay, is that the last one?
I think
LA Card Guy, great brand too.
Yep. He's really got to lock down. If you're going to LA, that's the card guy.
It's the card guy.
Pretty sure.
All right, which one, fellas?
I like the Cam Thomas jersey auto.
Yeah, I'm locked in there.
Wow, you guys are all locked in there?
Yeah, I'm
give Lewis flowers.
I like the Star Wars one. I think that's cool. I think the Cam Thomas Recon from Discord is cool, $20. I love the Kendrick Nunn misspelling, saving it, grading it. Good play. I'm the Cam Thomas jersey number. I mean, 10x your money on a jersey number, unlisted card,
and one of my favorite cards.
Yeah, I'm in on Cam Thomas.
Well, don't get. It might be a good time to get back in
You might be out.
based on current results. But
Yeah, I'm in on this Cam Thomas play.
yes.
I'm not buying anything Cam
Let's
Thomas.
go, Ben.
So
You're not
Ben,
an LSU guy.
yeah, Ben is our winner. All right, as we wrap it up with the latest launch, you got a couple things coming out this week. Few important ones. Immaculate UFC comes out this week. I think that'll be big.
Is that
And
on card? Do you think?
you have some on card. I'm sure you'll have some stickers.
Mm.
You also have, like I mentioned earlier, Topps Series 1, Hobby and Jumbo Baseball, the cut autos. Blowout's got a bounty out. We talked about it a little bit offline, but it's basically – Lou, I can let you explain it.
I don't understand it, so no.
It's like, oh, let's see if I can find it. It's basically like
It's a 990 card set. You have to get them all in PSA 10s, and then you get $1 million for blowout. Is that the shorthand?
So Series 1 has a 330 card. They're adding gold image, like gold
SPs.
back image SP cards to the set. There's 330 of them. Getting all 330 of them, Blowout's buying those, according to the article that we read off the Blowout forum, was like $250K for all 330.
In a PSA 10.
No, I don't think that. The $1 million offers for PSA 10s.
Oh, so that kind of changes my perspective a little bit.
There's two different offers.
One is just for raw.
Correct.
One is getting 330 raw SS gold
Here you go.
ordered SSPs.
Blowout cards, it says this is on Blowout's website. Blowout cards will pay $250,000 for a complete set of 330 2023 Topps golden mirror image variations that can be found in Series 1. Blowout will purchase the first set submitted and verified. Please contact wanted@blowoutcards.com for details. Our historic year-long bounty begins on February 15th. We will offer $1 million for the complete set of 990 2023 Topps golden mirror image variations graded in PSA 10 condition. So what you don't know is there's 330 in Series 1, there'll be 330 in Series 2, and there'll be 330 in update series. 3 products, 330 variations in each. All 990 graded in a PSA 10 is $1 million from Blowout.
Yeah, and I think what you were alluding to earlier was the math wasn't mathing for me on that 990 set. You got to have like 6 figures of money to do that. And if you have 6 figures of money to do this little card chase, why would you spend your time on that for $1 million? Maybe I'm crazy, but you're saying the 330 can just be raw. That makes it more. It's still going to be a crazy chase, but it's more achievable.
Because you would assume they're not like a 1 per box type thing. You would assume they're relatively tough. You can't offer
that's the
$250,000
assumption.
and something you get in every box, right?
Yeah.
People are going to gang together. It's going to be a whole kit and caboodle.
But I think that's what makes it fun, though, is it adds intrigue to a product that normally is just
I'm with
collectors.
You now.
This adds a little, I mean, truthfully, it adds a little gambling to a product most people probably don't gamble with. This is a set collector's product. Like, a lot of people will rip it. I think this is something that people will do to chase and add with the cut autos with Babe Ruth, Cobb, Wagner. I think you're going to add a little chase and that gamble to this. It's going to be, I think that said, it will do well. Regardless, you also have Donruss football coming out this week. So couple solid products coming out this week.
Guys, before we go, it's late night. It's just before 11 p.m. on the East Coast. I want to ask you guys a question we haven't really touched on yet. Aliens? Where do we stand on aliens?
Lou,
because me and Lou,
we don't have to
get in. We don't have to get into it right now. This is not right. This is not the forum for that conversation. I'll say that.
I have hot microphone with Lou at 11 o'clock at night on a Monday night.
Nobody's running on fumes.
Are preparing for an impending.
You're trying to get me in trouble, and I'm not going to let it happen. I'm going to say that we'll talk about it later.
I'm just saying. Where do you stand, Ryan?
Aliens are real. I agree, Jay.
Because Ohio's hot right now with aliens.
Yeah, I'm not.
We're not doing alien talk right now.
I just don't have the time.
All right, listen.
I would love to do
sign off of we're not talking about it right now. Is okay with me.
I would consider a live video chat with the Play of the Week winners where we can talk aliens.
Maybe another night when it's not like 11 o'clock.
Been an interesting week.
On Monday.
It's been an interesting week.
The best part about this is, as soon as we stop recording, Lou's gonna have something to say.
No.
I'm waiting for it. I'm
That's
excited to end this recording.
It's been a
Good
wonderful
night,
episode.
everybody.
See you guys.
Peace.